10-4 Ghost Rider. Well, today another topic. Bug in or bug out. Well, a lot of you know what that means. If you're like me, watch millions of those videos on bug in, bug out. I watch them all. I like to hear differing opinions. I learn something new most of the time. Sometimes it's like a lot of rehash, which to some of you this is going to be. Maybe you'll have a tidbit or two of new information or something that you hadn't thought about. We'll see. I'm basically your kind of, entry-level sort of novice prepper. It depends. I mean, if you ask my neighbors, they think I'm hardcore, but I'm not, because I know what hardcore prepping is because, well, I watch the videos, and hardcore preppers are hardcore, It's cold out here. Speaking of prepping, you ever get one of those ceramic heater things? It's called the Big Buddy. Oh, these are great. We'll get to the bug in, bug out stuff. I should call my channel like a random tangent because, I have a topic and then I talk about a lot of stuff, a lot of different stuff, but that was like one of the biggest scores ever. Garage sale, $20. Those are like 170 or something. And it's chilly. I gotta adjust this. It's January 5th, 24, New Jersey. It's below freezing right now. Slightly, but below. And, cold weather temperatures, makes you think about survival and, staying okay when things are not. So, bug in or bug out. All right, let's say you're completely new to this stuff and trying to get geared up on what all this stuff's all about. If you're getting into prepping or survival, or you're just an outdoorsy kind of person. Bug out means something bad happened. The grid went down, something crazy, and you're going to leave your house. A good example would be, I don't know, you live in Hawaii and some like crazy volcano just blew up and there's lava coming down the hill and it's going toward your house. Okay, you're going to bug out. Can't stay. Then there's like the dreaded word COVID, a pandemic. It could be avian bird flu. Ooh, I keep hearing stuff about that. I don't get too super hyped up every time I hear something new about what could happen or what's going to happen. There's a lot of conspiracy stuff going out there. People push this, they push that. It's a lot of hype and fear, but bug in. We all bugged in. We were on lockdown during COVID. Now, you didn't have to be locked down. You could have just bugged out. Let's say you were fortunate enough to have a log cabin in the woods, or you built one, or some bunker or something you got going on. Some old school bus you converted, put a bunch of beds and insulation in it or something. You got the whole family and dogs, cats, 2 gerbils, and whatever else is going on out there. You could bug out, but I'm kind of there's it's like Pepsi and Coke, the Giants versus Cowboys. You're usually on one side or the other, I'm a Pepsi guy, and I'm not going to get into football. I'm not even really into football. I like Formula One racing. Nobody really cares. My friends aren't into that. They like football, but I will watch games though. Told you about the tangents. Anyway, so I'm a bug in guy, Unless like something crazy happened where I had to get out. I mean, I live relatively close to the beach. What am I looking at? I don't know, maybe a tsunami or something. If I get that crazy alert on the phone and, everything, goes nuts and the sounds and all that, and you're watching something on TV and, emergency broadcast comes on, okay, I'd bug out. Yeah, I got a 100-foot wave coming in, 4.5 minutes, so I'm going to hightail it to high ground quickly, and I'm not going to be able to grab much. But I would grab this. Here's the bug out bag. Here we go. Here's one of them. It's packed with a lot of stuff, survival stuff, things that I would need if I just set up in the woods in some random place, like the things I would need: a sleeping bag, a sleeping mat, water purification tablets, weapons, toolkits, Leathermans, all sorts of stuff like that. A hat. Okay. Well, Here's something else, which is not a BOB or a bug out bag. This is a GHB. The acronym stands for Get Home Bag. This is like, okay, I'm 32 miles from home and something crazy happens. Let's say there's like an EMP. Do I think there's going to be one soon? No, I don't really. But that's why we prep. We get, we get ready for the unexpected. That's what, prepping is about. This is my fiance's Get Home bag. And yeah, it's got all sorts of inventory. Here's something I came up with myself that I've never seen before that I think a lot of bug out bags and Get Home bags would really, really benefit from. They'd be like, all right, dude, what are you going to reinvent the mousetrap? No. But check it out. I use electrical tape, and these zippers have red tape on them. This is my green section in this pocket. This section is the blue section. Do we have anything else going on? This is not my bug out bag. This is my fiance's. Mine's in my truck always. So I know the red electrical tape means that's where all my medical stuff is, in that pocket. I don't even need to do, I don't have to pull out my inventory list because I have one. I put clear packing tape on it, right? Let's say you're out in the woods going, oh my God, I packed this 2 years ago. I don't even know where the matches are. I don't even know where the tarp is or the rain gear in this bag. Am I going to have to pull the whole thing apart and make it look like a yard sale in the middle of the woods just to find, one or two small items? So I came up with a system where as I packed my bag, I typed it in. Green section, green pockets, has this, and the other thing. The blue section has in layers. This is what is in the blue section. So if I'm like, oh my God, it's pouring rain, I need the tarp now, I can pull out the inventory list, and it's more or less laminated in packing tape because it's, if it rains, all that ink on the page is, what it looks like when paper gets wet. It would be unreadable. So, I have it laminated and it's available if I need it. I don't have to mess around. I can just pull it right out and say, tarp. Jeez, it's raining. Oh my God. Oh, there it is, tarp. And it's written in blue ink, which means it's in the blue section. I know automatically that's where it is. It's written in blue ink. All the medical stuff and every single thing in the red pocket on my inventory list is in red ink, and so on with the different colors. I think it's a great idea, actually. And the thing, we prep and we bag stuff up, but like, how many years is it going to be before you actually grab one of those bags? And you're going to get out in the middle of the woods and be like, I know there's stuff in here. I know there's a lot, but I have no idea where any of it is. The inventory list and the color-coded zippers corresponding with said list solves that problem. So, why do people bug out? Bug out is like, yo, we're out of here. We got to get out of Dodge. Something makes your bug in place impossible to bug into, wildfires, all sorts of stuff. You can imagine, the whole list goes on. But as of right now, I would just consider myself a bug in guy because my home is my castle. All of my supplies are here, all of my tools, my generator, gasoline, food, the prepper pantry, everything I need is here. The only reason I would ever bug out is if it was just an absolute dire situation. I just couldn't be here anymore. I think most, big situations, let's say it was like grid down situation from like a huge solar flare. And by the way, in 2024, I think we're at the peak of a solar cycle. I think I mentioned that in another video. I have to look up more information about that. But, do I think we're going to get completely fried out, and our car's just going to stop running on the highway. I'm going to have to go and get my bug out, or I'm sorry, get home bag, and walk 30 miles home because my truck no longer works because of some sort of EMP. Whether it's a solar flare causing electrical outages or something more nefarious, such as like, a cyber hack or anything, right? So basically, I'm a get home bag, bug in kind of guy. I personally, this could be a controversial idea, but I personally think that, yeah, we're bug out only, type of mentality is, it's like, okay, let's say you do bug out. If you bug out wherever you're bugging out to, it might be to a friend's house who has an enormous amount of supplies, and that friend is bugging in, but you're bugging out to their bug-in. That can totally work, but I think a lot of people delusionally think that they're just going to grab a few bags and bug out and live in the woods for a few weeks. I don't think, that's a totally feasible thing. But on the other side of the argument, anybody who's really going to do that and do it well probably already has geocaches and buried supplies and everything located on GPS, exactly what we buried and inventory of it. I'm not saying bugging out's a bad thing. I just think in most kind of disaster scenarios, I think most people are just going to hunker down at home, So I don't know. Are you going to bug out? Are you going to bug in? I don't know. It depends on what happens, right? Exactly. So pandemic, bug in or bug out. Get to the woods where nobody can cough on you. You know what I mean? So, there's a lot to think about with this kind of stuff. What's your reasoning? I wish I could hear some opinions right now on, what happens if shit happens. It can happen at any time. The lights could go out at any time. For what reason? I don't know. Some catastrophic failure at a power station. And then it literally at any time could happen, What's going on? The lights are out. What am I going to do? There's no electricity. I can't turn on the radio and listen to the local radio station. What am I going to do? This might freak a certain, sector of people out who aren't prepared in any way. Well, when the lights go out and you find yourself in a situation like this, you start really thinking, what am I going to do? Well, a ham radio is going to be handy, but you need a license to operate this, right? And sometimes reception can be sketchy.
Incoming northwest 20 to 30 knots. Speed is 9 to 15 feet. Scattered showers early, then chance of rain. Sunday night, northwest